Hey Mario Karters and friends and fans, welcome to our channel.
So we're into day 2 of the Bowser tour, and we had a fun reaction. And then yesterday we did some pipe pulls to be able to get some items acquired into the accounts. And now we're at the point where we got to do some strat chat. So welcome to the Bowser tour strat chat, and we're welcoming some seasoned ACR veterans. We've got Alex Young. Welcome, Alex. How you doing?
Hey guys, I'm good. How are you? You all right?
Doing well. And Ronnie Cash, how you doing?
Very good. I'm jealous of Alex's swish haircut compared to mine, which is why it's under the hat. So yes, welcome everyone, and nice to see you all.
This is my bedhead attire, so I just throw on a cap and pretend.
Yeah, no, that is the way forward. Caps all the way.
Emergency barber's appointment yesterday when I knew this was happening.
Nice.
Why didn't you page me? Like, give me a heads up.
So I actually haven't cut my hair since we moved, like since we sold our house. And yesterday I was like, oh man, I should probably get a haircut here soon. But
we'll get you one soon.
Yeah, eventually. But that's neither here nor there. We got to talk about ACR. So first of all, like I had mentioned earlier, congrats to both of you on your recent ACR endeavors. Both of you for the Ocean and Sunday tour, am I right?
Not for me. So I got 1,000, which is like the bog standard now, and then I went for top 100 with Alex's moral support for the Sunday tour, ice cream tour, whatever it is. So we're just fingers crossed. Haven't made the cut. I know that Alex definitely will, but I might be on the edge. So I'm hoping.
No, you're good. You're good.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I'll tell you all at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning or whenever it comes out, whether it's good or not.
Very cool. Yeah. So congrats. That's awesome. And then Alex, this is the first time that you've done like a back-to-back ACR 100.
What was I thinking?
An account like ours is quite the feat. Like it takes a bunch of time and dedication when you don't have like the huge, like gymongous loadouts. So
I want to see the thumbnail. Is it bleeding like last time?
No, but I was saying earlier, like I got like a sharp pain in my right wrist, and I was like grinding some of Bowser's Castle 3 earlier, and like my left thumb has got like cramp in it. So yeah, I'm not in a good place.
Yeah, you guys need to start training like athletes. You know,
I know.
You need to get some finger socks, mate.
You gotta put your hands in like the ice bath.
Yeah, little ice. Yeah.
I just think of like Gamer Amy, who's like done ACR top 10 like every tour since the game started, bar like a handful of times where she's finished 11th. I'm like, how on earth, like physically, let alone all the other questions that sit behind it, how on earth do they do it? Like props to the top players in the game. Fair play.
Right. I think like Sammy D, like drummers and guitarists must have like a huge like hand up on all of us. They've been like training for this their whole lives.
Rock climbers are the best Mario Karters.
American Ninja Warrior, Mario Kart top 100.
They can support 160 pounds on one pinky, as well as get top 10 in Mario Kart.
Anywho.
So yeah, I got to like tier 80, I think, during the baby tour. And it was all about trying to get to the the gold me and stuff. And then after that, I went into full scale hoarder mode for 4 tours, so like 2 months, where I didn't spend a single ticket, with the intention of blowing it on a top 100 run. And kind of each tour, I was chewing the numbers and deciding against. And then we got to the Ocean tour, and I was like, screw it, let's do it. I had some annual leave. It was my birthday tour as well. And again, the stars kind of aligned for like time. I mean, as you know, time is as much of an issue for these top 100 runs as resource. But yeah, so I went nuts. I did hold a little bit back because I kind of got to the end, near the end of the tour, and I knew that I was well safe, so I kind of held a little bit back. And then when I booted up the Sunday tour, so much of the Ocean tour repeated, which there's many people with this well-trodden ground. RMX Vanilla Lake, Wario, Shipyard, Bowser's Castle. I mean, I don't know exactly how many tracks were the same, but a large amount. So because I kept some tickets back, I could do it again. And I was like, I'm never going to be able to do it twice again. So I might as well, in for a penny, in for a pound.
Yeah.
And I was messaging Ronnie, and he was like, I think I'm going to do it as well. And I was like, maybe we can kind of like, as I say, moral support and back one another. And yeah, I kind of like started grinding and then just went from there. And yeah, decided to do it twice. And I regret every minute of it because after 28 days, I never played Mario Kart again.
Okay, how many hours do you think you put into each tour?
See, this is what I want to know. I want to know Ronnie's number. This is what
I will reveal shortly, but I'm not sure whether it stopped after 3 digits. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So,
Did you land right precisely on 99.9 and you're like,
it
oh,
was
that's either a coincidence or we pegged it?
Let me have a quick check. You keep talking. I did take a screenshot, so I can tell you in like a second or so. But yeah, no, when I looked it up, I was like, that is a lot of time I've wasted on pixels. Like, what am I doing with my life? But then I was like, it's the summer holidays. This is the only time I'm going to go for it for a while now. So yeah, no. Let's have a look. I think it was 90. Okay.
98.9. Wow. That's amazing. That's a full
Half
time.
of that was like trying to get a run on coconut Maltese, which I finally got, like just as I had to leave to go to a footy match. So it's the final run.
That was the one that got you over the line as well.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. So yeah, we'll see. But never again. And I'm not investing in any more boomerang drivers ever. I think it's Boombox all the way. I can cut that figure in half, hopefully, next time. Or the Mii's, maybe.
Yeah.
And then straight away.
So for me, it was 46 hours for the Ocean Tour and 48/49 last tour.
So like,
yeah, it's a big time commitment.
One tour for me is like both tours.
So Ronnie and Cash, I'm right there with you. So when I did the top 100 run for the New Year's tour, I think at the very end I logged in like high 80s or low 90s. I don't remember the exact number.
It was like 80.
Yeah.
But I remember showing it to Frenzy Fangirl. She's like, that's like working a full-time job or like being a professional athlete.
Yeah.
What is going on? Why?
Can you put it on the CV? Like, is that an option?
So yeah, and the thing is there's a balance. If you don't have the loadouts, you got to put in more time to be able to get the higher action counts. And it's just really competitive. And so yeah,
it is.
There's a lot of balancing that goes on, and for those that do it frequently and often, like more power to them. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Great.
And I'm so glad that Alex and then Rashid, obviously with their projections, so it makes it so much easier. Like, you'd just be shooting in the dark and hoping for the best. But
can you imagine,
this
like,
gives you a goal, even though hopefully your this tour stays a bit more stable. Like, I started off and it was like 88%. I was like, I can do that easy.
Yeah.
I got to like 92%, and me and Alex were both like,
I know. I didn't think I had it in me. Yeah, do you know what? That's why I went for it. So those like day one projections or whatever were like 1.48 million or 4. It was 47, wasn't it? Yeah, it was like 147. I was like, oh yeah, I can definitely do that. That'll be fine. It'll be less than like I did last tour. And then it ended up being like I had 100k on top of that, and I did not bargain for that. I definitely wouldn't have gone for it if I knew I needed 92%. No way. But then I was too committed in the end.
Yeah.
So was it just that the projection had like moved up throughout the tour, or you just didn't realize from the get-go that you needed that high of a percentage?
So for me, I don't know for Alex, but yeah, it went up. Yeah, 100k from start to finish. And I think Rashid was saying about loads of people investing in the White Tanuki, and there was a lot of returning tracks. So like, people's loadouts were obviously strong, and they could just add to it the next tour if they needed that extra, amount of points or whatever. So yeah, no, I think it was just one of those tours where a lot of people already had the loadouts, so they could be like, oh, I can just invest in a few things like Alex did, and then just go for it again, kind of thing. So Yeah.
So I think that there was a lot of buzz. I think a lot of people were really excited about this white Tanuki Mario Tanuki, whatever. I mean, just from like
Right.
people trying to get into like top 1000 for the first time,
Yeah.
trying to get like a like a top 100, and then Jeeves, he's like, I might even try and go for like top 10, and he ended up getting over like 1.8 million.
Yeah.
Like, props to him. Like, that is just phenomenal. That's amazing.
Thanks.
And so kind of truth be told, once I saw that it was going to be a Bowser tour, I was like, yes, everyone spend your tickets on this little white Tanuki thing. Waste all of your tickets.
Mr. Burns-esque.
Because I wasn't spending any tickets. I haven't spent any substantial tickets in months and months and months.
This is what I want to know. I need to see the stash. I want to see what you've got hiding in that locker.
So is it all right if can we transition into some AC?
Yeah, please do.
Okay, so we're gonna share our screen.
This is going to be so much jealousy for me straight away.
I know. See, like, I'm really depressed now because I'm bankrupt. I started this tour with one driver ticket, and then that was it. I've got no kart, no glider, and like Mario Kart is not fun when you can't pull, you can't like jack a load of items up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Alex, you had sent us kind of these screenshots of the your ocean tour DKR ACR sheet. And
yeah. So I sent these to try and kind of like contextualize where you could end up yourself this tour, because obviously you're shooting for the moon. I mean, I don't think it's a doubt of you making it. It's about how far you can get down the list.
Yeah. So it looks like here on the ocean tour, you had averages of 6.6 for drivers, 6.2 for carts, and 6.5 for gliders.
Yep.
So lots of level 8s, quite a few level 7s, but then looks like, oh no, do you really only have the Wonderful Wings at level 2?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's not to sound like a contributor in the Discord community, but it's terrible for my account. It is just not good in any way, shape, or form. It would get that one track, and then maybe there's one other track. I think it's one of the Piranha one of the Piranha, whatever it's called, Piranha Speedway. I forgot what it's called. Yeah, it would only get me 2 tracks because he's got huge overlap with the Glittering Parasol and something else that I've got jacked up. So yeah. But I'm a pariah. Whenever it's in ranked and it's like everyone's walking around with it and I haven't got it, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
And then the oil nabbit you had at level 1.
Not anymore.
Who did I have? Sorry, at level 1.
The nabbit oil.
Yeah. See, this is another one. It's a trash glider for me. I hate it. It's terrible for my account. It's not good. And so the next tour had that 3 times, and it was the last 3 tracks I did, and basically like the last morning of the tour I had to take it to 3 and then 595, and I've never taken a level 3 item to 595. It really made me uncomfortable. Like, I do not like that at all. So now I'm stuck with this glider, but I've got a nice badge hopefully tomorrow morning. So
yeah,
I don't think I've ever seen a level 3 like double capped item before. Like,
who would do that? I mean, it's just like, it's terrible. It's a terrible use of resource. But it needs must. On the last day, I needed to do Sky High Sunday twice, and then Yoshi Valley T. That was the last. I hadn't played those tracks, so that added like 80k to my score and got me over the line. But yeah, did not like having to do it.
Yeah. So then Sunday tour looks like it went down a little bit, 6.3, 6.3, 6.3 across the board for your DKG, which is interesting because there were so many returning tracks and.
I guess it looks like the Sundays were taking it down slightly.
But you know what?
Yeah, well, I mean, I kind of got some good help because some of the items that I pulled and had to level to like 700, like the coral ship thing. I'm terrible with names for some of these items. Got buffs onto the Sky High Sunday tracks, so that kind of helped me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've invested in the coral quite heavily, haven't you? Well, very heavily. 700. So, yeah.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, just similar loadout, a little bit less. You actually see that the base points in the second tour was actually higher. It was 2533 in the Sunday tour, and for the Ocean tour, it was a little bit less. I mean, it's not far off. So like, I remember, Neil, you said to me about the fact I'd held back Kart tickets, for example. I had like about 15 uncapped tickets for Karts, and basically I went nuts on those in that second tour.
Okay.
Triple cap and stuff, and that kind of helped me out.
Yeah.
But yeah, the thing about the Navic glider is when you go for like ACR 100, you end up having to do things that you don't like doing long term in order for short term benefit. Like Penguin Tour, I had to go on Penguinette, for example, which I didn't like having to do, but means to an end and stuff. So it's what's cool about this tour for you is that all the cool Bowser items, which hopefully you shouldn't really have that problem. Hopefully you should just be able to go absolutely nuts on all the stuff you love.
Yeah.
Delicious items.
Delicious.
That's what you called them. That's right.
I did because they look so cool.
They do look cool.
All right, so what we'll go ahead and do now is we're gonna take a look at a whole bunch of spreadsheets because that's what we like to do here, So we've got the Frenzy Fan ACR calculator here, and I've also got some tabs with the DKR.
Before we get too far into this,
okay.
Can we start off for the people who are like tuning in and kind of like wanting to know what all this ACR stuff is?
Yeah.
Like, what is your goal this week?
To have fun.
You don't have to necessarily
First and foremost.
You don't have to like call your shot, but like set us up here. What are you hoping to achieve?
World domination. No, I mean, so it's a Bowser tour. I only have a couple of ACR 100 badges, and this is the first like Bowser tour. Like the tour is named after my most favorite character in the game, so I definitely want to get a top 100 badge, but also just kind of push, I guess, my abilities. And like I've been saving up a bunch for just like this like perfect opportune moment. I just kind of want to see like how high I can get, and make sure to keep that mental health in check and stay away from the wrist
carpal tunnel,
sleeves, carpal tunnel, whatever.
You need wrist support. You need one of those things to
I just wanted you to just set the stage for people who didn't know, like you've been waiting to go all in this week, and that's why it's such a big deal to you.
So we've got 2 sets of new courses, which I don't think anyone really kind of saw that coming. I think we all kind of knew about the Bowser 3 castle, and everyone was, including myself, like, how come it's not on top of the roof like the original Bowser 3 castle? But then all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, we've got this RMX flavor here for you too. So there are 8 new tracks, 6 new tracks, or 6 tracks from 3, but there's 2 of each.
Okay,
if that makes sense.
Yeah, a third of the tour, 12 tracks that you'll have to play will be new ones. So.
Right. Okay. Yes, thank you. 12 total. So what I did was I just went through and entered in all of my drivers, karts, and gliders and their levels and base points.
And this is where they're currently at.
So this is like the beginning of the tour, and the kind of one of the fun things about the Frenzy Fan calculator is after you enter everything in, at the very bottom, there's some wizardry, some algorithms here at the bottom that take a look at how many times like your most used items pop up and how many times that did it. So we've got Meowser showing up 9 times, then Pink Shy Guy, Kamek, and Bowser Santa 4 times. Same thing with the carts and the gliders.
Alex,
can I ask a question?
Yep.
I thought, I mean, I have to edit this out, but I thought the Meows was in his tour 11 or 12 times.
At level.
Yeah, so there are some overlaps with Bowser Santa, and I have Bowser Santa at level 8, 1400, and currently
there we go. You've probably already answered it. Yeah.
7, 1400. So if I didn't level anything up, I would obviously have to go with the Bowser Santa at the level 8, right?
Yeah. There we go. You've answered my question. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you for raising your hand.
Thank you, Seth.
Okay, sit down now.
So there were a couple of things that kind of caught my eye that I was like, this is interesting, and kind of shifted, I guess, some of my strategy. Because at first I was thinking, okay, we're gonna have to go in on all these packs because there's like that black star shoot and there's the cact black or the cact B, sorry. And thinking about like going all in on getting these like the banner items. But then I was looking at some of the coverage and the overlap that I have. It was really disheartening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had already bought the black star shoot, and I only bought it once because I had like a little coupon thing from the Google Play Store where I got like 12% off. So I was like, hey, yeah, we'll do this just real quick. But then as I was looking at it, I was like, oh, wow, I don't even think I'm going to use it at all.
You'll need the rubies though, so it's okay.
Right.
And it'll get buffs in the future.
True. Yeah. But as far as
It's strange how that happens, isn't it? Like this random, you start crunching the numbers, doing the spreadsheets. This is what happened to me in the Ocean Tour with the Coral Cruiser.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, 11 tracks. Like, hello.
Yeah. Yeah. And that is something interesting, like on the rundown and like, you see like lots of information going around on Reddit and Discord and stuff about how many times things are used. And it's like, oh, you should, kind of like what you were saying just a couple seconds ago, Alex. It's like, oh, well, I thought that he was used a whole lot more. Well, it kind of depends on like what the rest of your inventory is like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So that's why it's really important, especially if you're like trying to get your account to like the next level, either getting into ACR 1000 or like 100, to do a little bit of prep work. It's really hard to just kind of go in like guns blazing and like throwing tickets here, tickets there, just because you think, it'll be fun on a course. Like you really need to optimize the amount of points that you can get per ticket that you spend.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So a couple of
Yeah.
things that kind of, I was like, oh, this is interesting. The warrior wagon was used just as much as like the Gilded King and Silver King. And more so than I would be using the Koopa King, which was like the first of the King series to come out. Granted, Koopa King is at like 7 and I think double uncapped. And so when I've got like the Silver King like completely maxed out and the Gilded King at like 7.
Trumped.
Yeah. But yeah, I noticed that the warrior wagon was one of those that I had at like 6 and double capped, but was using a lot. And so by spending some tickets on it was going to be able to get that kind of overall average of my cart like level and base points boosted up just by spending the tickets on that one cart.
Can I weigh in on the warrior wagon?
Yeah.
So I took it to 700 in the Samurai Tour when I went for my first top 100 badge. And it's massively paid dividends for me and my account. My whole account is geared towards like Coinbox, for better or for worse. Much like Ronnie earlier mentioned, he's all in on the boomerang. Yeah, for me, it's all Coinbox. And looking at that list there for you, you're in the same position, and it's a monster. It's so wide, it's huge, and it handles great as well. And it's just a sexy looking car. It's a beast. I love it.
Very fun to drive, all aspects.
Driving on those straights on Bowser's Castle 3. So earlier on, I was trying to get 60k. I've never got 60k before, and I managed to crack it about half hour before we did this call.
I saw that.
It was like the warrior wagon was just like hoovering up coin after coin after coin on those straights on Bowser's Castle 3. It's an absolute beast. I've not played the R and the T version, stuff like that, but I presume, if you're using that on those tracks lots of times, it's going to help you get those like 96, 97% runs, which go a long way.
Yeah. So, and then I also noticed that with the gliders, the Wicked Topaz, even though I just have it at, I had it beginning at level 1 and 400, I was using it like 4 times, just as much as my 8-bit Bullet Bill, which is completely maxed out.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, okay. The thing is, it's in this pipe, and so it's getting some cut boost. It's getting on some tracks that it doesn't normally have, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like getting that extra little nudge, which for my account it's just really, really good. So I went through some scenarios just kind of in my head, and I was like, well, what would happen if we were to take this up thing is the trackers weren't coming out.
Yeah.
I'm sure that they came out at the exact same time as they do every tour, but since this is like my Bowser tour, I'm like, come on, where is it? I can't wait. I have to do some type of progress. And so I started doing everything manually. And so I ended up putting all of this stuff into the DKR spreadsheet as well. And so let's see here.
Will you explain this to the person who's not used to it?
Yeah.
Because I see this, my eyes just like glaze over. I'm like,
yeah. So essentially it's the same, it's the exact same information.
Yeah.
The DKR just takes a little bit different approach to ACR than the Frenzy Fan calculator. The Frenzy Fan calculator takes into account like your actual like skill level in the game, and as you fill out the tracks that you're grinding on, your score and the score that it projects that you're going to get, they converge.
Mm-hmm.
With DKR, what he does is he takes a look at every single track. Bless his heart.
Seriously.
He takes a look at every single track, how many jumps there are, how many coins there are, how many gliding portions there are, and he calculates out. I'm sure he has some type of algorithm that helps him, but he calculates out how many actions that you can anticipate if you were to have like the perfect run, which means like a triple frenzy with like triple coin box or triple coin, you know, like the optimal run.
Yep.
And then he puts it in the information into his spreadsheet. And what this does is it helps people know, okay, well, you know, I got a really good run, but apparently someone
it was 77%.
Someone thinks somewhere that I can do better.
Yeah.
And so then they kind of get like pushed a little bit more.
Cool.
The thing is it takes a lot of time to be able to get to 100%. There are very, very few people in the world.
Yeah.
There are some, but there are very, very few people in the world that can achieve 100% on this DKR sheet for an entire tour, let alone like just ranked.
Yeah.
Like ranked is hard enough, right? Like
I only did it on 2 maps last tour. I got 100% runs on.
Yeah, it's tough. So the thing is with that is like, yeah, it's for the super competitive, and it kind of is like the gold standard. It's great for the people that are going for the gold.
Absolutely.
Frenzy Fan calculator is really kind of geared more towards the
average user.
Well, more than average people that are serious.
Average user that's going for ACR.
Yeah.
Like the DKR, you know, it comes from like a top 10 sort of place. That's you know, if you're looking at those 100% runs where you're getting triple coin where you're not satisfied with anything less than, you know, like a triple coin frenzy on, you know, certain maps, or, you know, double Boombox plus a coin frenzy, just these monster runs. That's where it's like pitched up.
Yeah.
But it's great because it pushes you. As Ronnie said, like last tour was hilarious. That they had the Donut Plains tracks, 2 of which are covered by Gringles, and I had these like monstrous runs, like double coin box frenzy, 3 single boxes, and I'm like, yes, that's it, I've nailed it. I mean, you know, you enter your data in the spreadsheet, and you're like 82%. You're like, what? 82%?
I'll take it.
No.
It's like, I think DKR thought that this was supposed to be a 3-lap track. I only got 2 out of it. I don't know how he's getting another like 500 actions. So yeah. So and here's the thing is I always kind of cringe or like kind of squirm a little bit when I see people like for the first time fill out the sheet, and then they see the estimate and they're like, hey, I'll totally be able to get that. And it's like, oh no, you don't even know. It's so hard to get that number. Like nobody gets that number except for like a handful of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your percentage last tour, Ronnie?
I'm calling it 92%, but it was actually 91.9. But you know, we're rounding up here, and that obviously took me, you know, nearly 100 hours. And because with boomboxing, you know, you could be resetting for 2 hours to get something like a good run out of like a perfect lobby. So
2 hours.
Yeah, that took me forever, and the last day was so stressful. And I think I got a couple of 99% runs, but anything over sort of 90, I was like, that'll do for now, and then revisit them. But yeah, as you say, like this is the gold standard. Like I don't understand how anybody gets.
This is like
100%.
beyond gold.
Yeah, no, it's just crazy. So yeah, it did help push me to And what Alex actually did was teach me how to sort of like edit it slightly. So instead of looking at the actions, because I never hit those actions ever, you can like tweak it so it just looks at your score and what percentage your score was out of like the estimated score. And then if I got, you know, like 93% of the score, then I would move on because I knew that was enough. But yeah, those action counts are crazy. I'd have to pay for a month worth of time in like 2 weeks to get any of them. So yeah, I think the friendly fan calculator is so much more tailored to your skill level, and it's good to use both. But I think yeah, for the regular ACR person, then I think that's the way forward, to be fair.
Yeah. So I ended up filling out the DKR sheet just because I kind of wanted to see what that like projection was just with my account as is. So when we come over here, so it kind of populates all the stuff, and up here in the upper right hand corner it says estimated 1.728 million. Do you guys know what the top 100?
I can
you
What
check
the projection was today?
Yeah, because like there's like a day
1.62, I think it was.
1.62.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you know, if we take like 88% of that, you know, it should.
1728 312.
What percentage is that?
0.9. It's definitely more than so 90% is 1.55. So you're looking at probably like 93, 92%, I reckon.
Okay.
Around that.
And I that figure is, I think, could
Gonna
do
go
the
up.
same thing as last tour.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so we'll have to see. I'm not sure. Wait, are you saying that it's going to go up like last tour, or?
Yeah, this is the. It's probably backwards for you guys, but that's 94%. So 1.624 is 94% average.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you've played any. Have you had a chance to really play? You and I have a similar playing habit where we like don't really do a great deal of playing. Surprisingly, early on in the tour, I don't know whether you've had a chance to play any of the tracks much, the new ones.
So currently, I'm at 1.1 million because I went through yesterday and played everything at least once, so I could get all my stars to be able to get all of the like tour goodies and stuff. But yeah, it was just like kind of going quick through. The only one that I was trying to coin break on the Neo Bowser City. I got a triple coin frenzy with Boomweegee. But yeah, it's like
86%. There we go. Look,
because I didn't have anything boomerang, and it expects to have
like 2
or 3 boom boxes, and so yeah, I'm like 30 actions short. So it's like but yeah, it's the exact same thing that you're saying. It's like, yes, triple coin frenzy. Oh my gosh, like I can't remember the last time I got one of these, and I put it in. It's like,
demoralizing, but well done, nice run.
Yeah, just to touch upon something Ronnie said earlier, there is a tweak I do on this screen here. So you see where it says the AC percentage column, and obviously it's give you 86% for the action count. My perspective is that action count is ultimately not relevant, that what you're really worried about is the percentage of your projected score. So I do a tweak to the formula to change it so that it tells me what percentage of what I was projected did I achieve. So for example, if you're projected to achieve 50,000 and you get 40,000, that would be 80%, and it would tell me that, because the action count never ever aligns with the projected score. And when you're chasing down the projected score, that's what you really need to be focused on rather than the action count.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's good. That's a good tip.
I like that.
It's a minor change to the formula.
Yeah, because it depends on what your bonus points per action is, right? So if you have 178 actions at 56 bonus points per action versus 68, you can have the same amount of actions, but if you've dropped combo once versus 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 times, it's a difference.
That's me.
Yeah. So not all action counts are equal.
Yeah.
That's something good to bring up.
Proper big brain stuff there.
I think I dropped combo once on this. So Neo Bowser City is actually kind of tough. It's been a while since I've played it, and there are some of those turns that like, that kind of feels like unnatural, but
yeah,
it helps when you have 3 coin frenzies to get you through those hard times.
Okay, cool. So this is all based off of your account just as is without leveling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I did was I kind of looked at like some of the obvious things as far as trying to level things up.
Did anyone see our pipe pulling party or pipe pulling video that we posted this morning?
I haven't got around to it, but yeah, I will do. But
I don't want to spoil anything. Watch it. It's hilarious and amazing, and his luck is insane.
Even before I get to the week 1 pipe, there's some just crazy luck that happens. That's it's almost like it's almost like the Mario Kart universe is telling me something.
Yeah.
So I went through and
is this the upgrades?
yeah, so this is my initial whack at doing upgrades, taking things like the Gold Me racing suit since I have it, but I've kind of like wanted to keep it at like level 1 for the time being. Taking Meowser, just kind of like these the low-hanging fruit, essentially, right?
Yeah.
Is this using all of your tickets or?
Right. So here's the thing: is you have to do this in concert with the amount of tickets that you have.
Yeah.
Because you can't just say, oh, well, I'm just going to take everything up to 8, because you're going to be like 400 tickets shy, whatever it is, So yeah, it's very methodical. You want to try and get things that are already being used in your account several times, level them up to help you out, right?
I guess the critical question that I have that people who haven't watched all of our past videos might have is how many tickets is it taking you to get to these levels?
Yeah.
Stash. Show the stash.
We'll get to it.
I'm only here for the stash. Right. Hurry up and then I'll go to bed.
All right. So these are just kind of like some preliminary, like the low-hanging fruit. I did go through like course by course because there are some things that are pipe boosted and cup boosted. Don't show up in like a lot of trackers, and so I wanted to go through and like make sure that manually I was looking at the unlocks, and so it took a little bit of time.
Oh, so this is usually taking piranha pipes from 1 to 8.
Yeah.
Oh.
See, here's the thing: is
behind that
coverage is important, and getting the items that cover as many courses that you are playing in the 36 courses is key.
Because in the Koopa Troopa Cup, it was the RMX Bowser's Castle 1T that you had. It was like you're only level 1 in the entire tour. And now that's a level 8. That's cool.
Yeah. So here's the thing. If you've been watching our channel and been following us for any amount of time, you'll be noticing that I've been pulling on pretty much every pipe. I don't level anything up. The reason is I need to have the items in my artillery to be able to then use later in such a time as
and the only disclaimer here is that
I've had this problem. I've had this problem where I was looking at upgrades for Ocean Tour particularly, and I was like, yes, that's the one I need, that's what I'm going for, and I didn't have it. I can't remember where it was. Like, it covered like 5 tracks for me. Like, I needed it in my life, and it was sat in a pipe from like 3 months ago.
Right.
Yeah.
So my only thing is I just want people who are watching to know that this is a very specific strategy, and that you don't need to pull on every single pipe in hopes of maybe going for a top 50 run or something like that.
Yeah, definitely. This is very unique. I don't recommend to anyone to spend like 0 tickets for months on end because it hurts. It's hard
to speculate to accumulate
on the what is it?
The mental health.
Well, here's getting like 15th and 16th in ranked, like even hitting like your action counts, but just because your loadouts aren't there because you want to save resources for when
Now, luckily that only happened to you. You have a pretty solid account, so luckily that only happened to you like once or twice.
Yeah, so I was kind of zigzagging from 80 to 79 to I think I dipped down to 78.
Yeah.
And kind of back up and down. It depends on the tracks that are in ranked.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah. So a converse strategy that I used was I can't remember when I did it, probably around about Samurai Tour, I guess, earlier this year. Every time there was a plus skill driver in a pipe, I would put on that pipe. But other than that, I never pull for karts, I never pull for gliders. I don't have the Ruby resource to dedicate to pull for karts and gliders that I take a fancy for. I can only really have the luxury of the plus skill drivers. And then if I happen to accumulate a cool kart or glider that I liked along the way, then, say the B. But yeah, the converse is when you get to a tour like this where you're focusing on, you might not have the item. So.
And that was the exact situation in the Doctor Tour when I was pulling for Dr. Bowser, like on the morning that it happened, or like the tour like started. And along the way, I got the Wicked Topaz, which I thought was, but I didn't get any of the capsule cards. And so I had the Wicked Topaz, and I was lucky. It's lucky that this tour, the Wicked Topaz came back, but it had it not, I may have been in it would have been a different combination series.
Look at the Silver King. We've never seen it since your Kamek tour, you know?
Right. Yeah. So it's always better to, if you can, try and get the items in your inventory so that when you need them later, if you're going for a big goal, to be essentially. Yeah. So, yeah. Same thing with the Wicked Topaz. We're gonna completely max it out here because when you look at it here,
there's so much level 8. It's beautiful.
So we're averaging 7.6 for drivers, 7.64 for carts, and 7.5.
That's amazing.
For
look at what the gold me suit does for your average. You know,
base points. Yeah,
it nearly gets you to the magic 1400 across the board, even though you're carrying some
5 Selena.
Yeah, 980s and 1190s and stuff. Yeah, look at that. Ooh.
Yeah, so I'm using it 7 times, and it does have some overlap with Meowser and Santa Bowser and stuff like that.
This is my problem I've got with it.
It kind of it trumps, which I'm perfectly fine with, and I understand the mechanics of the game, how that all works, and it's just what you kind of have to roll with. But yeah, so
nice.
You've always said that, haven't you? Like you're gonna wait until you do need to unload the beast, and looks like the beast is going to be unloaded.
Yeah.
Yeah. So right now it's tied with Meowser for how many trips I would use it. So Meowser and Gold Me Racing Suit would be right up there.
Are you happy that Dr. Bowser has not made the list?
Well, yeah. So here's the thing. So here's something interesting. This is just taking the approach of my human mind, taking a look at the things that I would already use, and then applying tickets to the items that of those that I see I would use, just add on top of those. I'm not going through and taking a look at like all of my level 1 items per se. Like the only reason that I was looking at the Piranha Pipes is because that's the only cart that I have for the Bowser Castle 1T.
Yeah.
If I would have had something,
can I ask a question?
I may have not seen it.
Yes, student Alex.
Please may you scroll down before I ask my question. Can I ask the carts that you're upgrading? They are all absolutely massive and they're monsters. Is this a conscious choice, or is this a coincidence, or a bit of both?
Can I answer that for you?
Please do.
Well, I was just looking at the amount of coin box, and I think based on the coin box, especially with Gold Cooper free running with Piranha Pipes, like at least he'll be able to get some of the coins. Like getting coins with him is quite difficult. And then you're going to snag, like you said, with the warrior racking, pretty much all the coins that you drop. Whereas if you're using, I know, gold bones with Cooper Clown, which I'm using this week, like it's like slaloming around the coins. So I imagine it was a conscious decision to upgrade the beast carts that can snag everything.
Yeah, and I think that's just kind of the way I kind of play the game. Like I already had the warrior wagon at 6 and double, and so it was kind of like that low-hanging fruit where it's like, oh, okay, I just have to spend 13 tickets and then 10 uncapped tickets, and then boom, it's maxed out, and I'm using it just as much as I am the Silver King, which I've already invested in, right?
Yeah.
Okay, question for you. You said that on the RMX Bowser Castle 1T where you have the Piranha Pipes, that it was your only cart, but the Cact Bee is an option there.
Yeah.
So if you were to get the Cact Bee, which you probably already have, but if you were to get that, it obviously the Piranha Pipes still trump it.
Yes, only because of the way that the Piranha Pipes covers tracks in this tour.
Cool.
I did take a look and manually figure out what carts that I already have for like the level unlocks for like the Cact B.
Yeah.
And the level 3, the level 6, and the level 8 ones, I already have like the Silver King.
Okay.
Like it didn't make very much sense to put a bunch of resources into it
You didn't get as much.
just to get like one of its normal tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when there was another cart in the game for this tour that would
Yeah.
actually give me 3 or 4 more tracks
Yeah.
if I were to level it up and be able to get the points out of that one item versus.
That
So
makes
yeah,
sense.
it was very, very disappointing. Like looking at the things that I really wanted to spend a lot of money on, like I'm not doing anything with any of the banners.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna get them, just because I'm probably gonna need rubies.
Yeah.
And I really like how they look, but I'm not using any of them for.
Does anyone have any questions? Oh,
Thank you
Alex,
for
yeah.
asking. Yes.
Yes.
Is Gold Chuck in the plan at all? I don't think I saw his name.
So
No.
took a look at Gold Chuck and the gold bullet bill, and there is a lot of overlap, like initial overlap with stuff that I already have at high levels. And so it's kind of gut-wrenching to see that I would have to spend a bunch of resources just to get it to the same level and base points as something else that I already have that's very much closer. Because right now I need to use tickets to be able to get as many points as possible, right? So stuff that I've already leveled up, I need to use that as principle, right? I need to take advantage of that.
You say it's gut wrenching. I feel like, does anyone else just have like so much anxiety built around this special pipe that has no scope?
It's a massive bullet dodge that you don't need to rely on it because, like, theoretically, it's a bottomless pit.
Yeah. So that was the other thing, is the gold bullet bill actually could be of some use, but it's not available till Sunday, and there's
tiny
that I'll get it. And I've got the piranha pipes, and it's a big cart. It's probably bigger than the silver bullet.
Definitely.
And I've used resources to get the piranha pipes, and like there's just no guarantee. And so
I love the piranha pipes. I don't know if you know this about me.
Yeah,
so I support this decision.
I've been looking forward to getting the wicked topaz and the piranha pipes up. Like I am so stoked about this. So
yes, I really wanted to go in on the piranha pipes, but instead I had to go in on a chocolate sundae bus instead. That's what did the business for me last tour. So yeah, I'm walking around with a chocolate ice cream bus weapon.
Ice cream van, yeah. You need a little jingle to go along with it.
So when I transfer the loadouts to the new, to like another instance of the DKR, that pushes me up to 2.064 million. So like what, 250,000 more points just for spending all the tickets essentially.
Yeah.
Which as of now is a top 10 run if you get 100%.
If I get 100%.
The golden standard.
Yeah. If I'm that awesome. So funny thing, I don't know if you guys have watched any of Kevin Garrett's content, but
not recently, no.
Yeah, so he's very, very data oriented, very, very analytical, and he's partnered with another Mario Karter who goes by the name of A Turtle Dude, all one word.
Yeah.
Super, super nice guy, very, very intelligent. He reached out to me because he's been following us, and oh, right. So what he does when he partners with Kevin Garrett is he's got this coverage optimizer software that he's made where you can take a look at like a clean slate, like what are the items that will give you the most tracks, whether that's like 2 items or 3 items or 4 items or 10 items. It's very, very customizable. You can also say, well, hey, look, I've got like Daisy Farmer super high and like Sailor Toadette. What should I focus on to build around kind of these pillars in my account? And this, it'll go through and it'll take a look at the tracks that that those players don't cover and what other items would
Oh,
cover
yeah.
for you, right? Does that make sense?
I've seen one of those videos actually. I think it was tailored around my man Luigi, and it was really good. It said like, oh, if you have Penguin, Mario, who I do have actually at good level, and a couple of others, like a couple of other drivers, you cover this amount of tracks, and then you can kind of choose a few others that supplement those. So you have the most bang for your buck out of like the drivers that you've got already. So yeah, no, they are really useful actually, and really interesting. So an app for that would be great.
So a turtle dude, he reached out to me like the day before or 2 days before the tour and was like, hey, I know that the Bowser tour is going to be like paramount for you. I'm working on this new program that is like super beta, but it runs off of like the same platform as the coverage optimizer, but it's a ticket optimizer where I share with him my entire inventory. So I essentially just share with him like a tracker sheet, and he gets the information from DKR, puts my inventory in there, and then he's got algorithms.
And how many tickets you have, and yeah.
Oh, and how many tickets that I have. And then his computer program comes up with the optimized ticket spending.
Oh my God. I'll tell you what, right? If you looked at the video that we did for your first run, like the Kamek run, maybe, like we were living in the Stone Age. We were Neanderthals. Like as if we were in a world where you can do that. It just boggles the mind.
You know. So
he did this for you.
So he did this for me, and it was very eye-opening. It was cool because there were some things that I had done manually that the program was like, oh yeah, no, like this is good. This is what you want to do.
Yeah.
But there was one thing that completely like slipped under the radar that I had no idea about. And that was taking PD Piranha from level 1 400 to completely maxing.
Okay.
And so here's the thing is he's got a lot of overlap. He completely takes my Pinja, level 6 double uncapped Pinja, he completely overlaps it. So I would not use Pinja, which pains me because I love Giant Banana so much better than Boomerang. And he also, PD also replaces one of the tracks where I would be using Yoshi, and also Tide Daisy, which are just like a super maxed out, but that's not as good as the high end maxed out.
Yeah.
And then Tide Daisy,
5.
she's just level 4 and 800 because I pulled her so many times that one tour.
Yeah.
Right. So by taking advantage of how much coverage PD has, which was again completely off the radar because he was at 1 400, he wasn't showing up like to my site. We go from an estimate of 2.064 to now 2.12.
Okay.
That's a jump.
Hold on a minute. Oh, go back. My mind is just trying to comprehend it. 2064 to what? Oh, game changer. Game changer.
60, is that another 60,000 points?
Right.
If you add 60,000 to 60, then
Yep.
How many times are you using them? 1, 2, 3, 4.
I think it's
5,
6.
6.
I'm going to work out what percentage you would need to get the ACR top 10 projection based upon Rashid's projections today.
Yeah.
Let's see if the number you get is the same number I get.
In fact, you've already done it. Just like put us out of our misery. Go, because I'm going to spend ages.
So I think it's 91.4%.
That's like a free top 10 badge, bro. Like, you can do it.
If you have better talent than myself, it's going to be hard for me. I haven't ever gotten over 90% for a whole entire tour. It's going to be tough, especially with so many boomerangs.
You've got to go Big Pete. I know you don't like Boombox, and
Pete.
Ronnie has attested to the pains that come with it for a big ACR run. But
isn't that crazy though? 2.124.
It's
But
insane.
Look at. So now I'm averaging 7.8 for drivers, 7.6 for carts, and 7.8 on gliders. Hold on.
Are you able to get those two next to each other, the two lists of drivers, just so I can like see in my mind which
who's
drivers Pete kills off?
Pindra, Fire Rosalina, I guess.
Oh,
No?
actually, you know what we can
No,
do?
no, I can't see.
Hold
it.
on. I think if we go to data entry, okay. So I've put in bold.
Okay.
All of the ones that PD changes, or I would switch to PD.
Kamek, really? Okay.
Yeah. So Chemic, he would have 4 courses that I would use him on, but PD takes 2 of them. So I guess I could choose, because I'm going to take Chemic. I could choose either.
So you would have Pete and Kamek both at 1400, and if you had really bad boombox luck, you could pivot and go Kamek.
Yeah.
That's an insurance.
Even better strategy then.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
So,
My boy's getting big Pete.
Right.
yeah. So I don't know. It's like,
Right.
it's just amazing.
Get on the boombox train.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, right? So me and Ronnie were talking about this last tour, and boombox obviously is a bit of a deal with the devil in that you can, if you just get stuck into bad lobbies and bad runs, lose hours and hours chasing double boombox runs. And my God, there's nothing more frustrating than like an amazing boombox run on like the first lap, and then you get a great single flower, and then it's looking like an amazing run, and it just like dies because you get killed by the bot or something. 2 hours like down the drain. But I actually find, looking at my percentages across my last 2 runs of ACR, I was actually able to achieve much higher percentage on Boombox than I was Coinbox compared to what DKR's projections are. So I feel like you might be able to realize a higher scoring percentage using it over some of the Coinbox ones, because some of the Coinbox ones really are a stretch. And it's amazing what like a good boombox run can do. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is I think from the last 2 tours, the data that I've got, I was able to more often succeed a higher percentage. I think my average on boombox tracks was like 94%, and my average on coinbox tracks was 90.8 maybe. So it's like nearly 4 points higher percentage wise. So
yeah. Also, if you've got them at level 8, like I'm not sure who you're using. I guess Vacation Luigi is your highest right now, like boomerang driver.
Oh yeah, you're going to get a higher percentage rate as well, which is lower resets.
With the less amount of resets, like at level 7, 1400 for me, like he gets them every other race really. So for you, like, because you find it demoralizing not getting a boomerang, and it still takes forever, like, don't get me wrong, but you're gonna get there quicker. And yeah, there's certain strategies that are really useful to I've got a friend, Crazier, you've probably heard of him, he got the 70,000, and he, just watching some of his videos, like the lines he takes and how he stalls, and so I feel like it requires an insane amount of skill, but like just watching other people do it, like you do pick up a lot. But yeah, no, and you've got six with him, and then a samurai track, and then a vacation Luigi, so you've got like 8 in total boomerang out of 36 tracks. That's not horrible.
What do you have charging Chuck at?
1.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say samurai. I thought you had him at 4, but I was gonna say you could also, if you were having a hard time hitting with a samurai, default to charging Chuck, but not a level 1.
Yeah. So
also, you might get some more tickets to get Mario Samurai to 5.
Yeah. And that course is really good for him. Like, it's a really good boomerang track, I think.
Is it?
This is beautiful. 2.2 mil nearly, or 2.18 million. What a sight.
So I've got this little spreadsheet over here that takes a look at my tickets and my potential investments and how many tickets I would have left over at the end of all of it. So right now, we can go ahead and, do we have to? Oh, we'll just do this. How about we go? Here we go. That's better, right? See that better?
Do it 200.
We do it 200. Is that going to cut stuff off? How about we do one?
It's really clear.
Yeah, I can see it.
There we go. That's good.
Lovely.
Okay. So we've got a total right now of 347 tickets, almost 350 tickets.
That's insane. That is a real triumph of hoarding.
This is like, yeah, this reminds me of when Stantler in ER went for top 10. Where he had like a just crazy stash like this and just went nuts and like finished like fourth.
Yep. Yeah. So in no way, shape, or form am I saying that like this is the first time this has ever been like effectuated or achieved. All I'm saying is I've kind of learned from some people that are much better at the game. And we're just gonna kind of see what happens this tour. So yeah, we've got the Gold Me Racing Suit, which would take 22 high-end tickets and 16 uncap. And Meowser, I ended up pulling him twice.
Yep.
Wow.
No, 3 times total. Yeah.
Yesterday.
So I only have to put 5 tickets on him to get him to 8.
And you technically could, if you needed to save tickets, you could go back into that pipe, especially if you're not going for the gold chuck.
Well,
right?
especially if I get gold chuck and the gold bullet bill thing early, because I
Okay.
am going to go in that pipe because he's a baddie. I need to
Yeah.
keep my baddie collection up.
Okay.
What is your Ruby situation at the minute?
470 after last night's pulls.
If you're living like there's no tomorrow, right, and you legit could have a top 10 badge in reach and every point possible counts, then could it not be argued that the optimum strategy would be to ignore Chuck, like he doesn't exist, and hit Meowser again in that pipe in order to maximize your potential for Mario Samurai?
Yeah, so let's talk about it. Let's go through this whole thing and see how many tickets I'll have left over and whether that actually makes sense.
I like it.
So here I've got like after the item name, there are 2 numbers. The first number is the amount of tickets.
How far the progress of the character towards level 8 or whatever, I guess, or whatever the next level is, I guess.
Actually, how many tickets that it needs in order to be able to get there. So that should like match up with what's here.
Okay.
So
if you want to get
22, I have to put 22 tickets to get him to level 8. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah, I'm there now.
Yeah. 4 to level 8.
I wasn't there. I thought I was there, and now I am there.
Yeah.
So it's late, mate.
No.
So when we take a look at the drivers, so it's all of these guys right here. That's my full stash, 61 tickets completely, right? Now I could not go in with Petey, but take Pinja up and tie Daisy, but get like the 60,000 less points potential. And have like maybe 6 tickets left over, which I could maybe put on. I could maybe like get Mario Samurai up, but like for 1 more course.
Yeah,
just like that 1 in ranked.
The one thing I will say about, just to pick on something you said earlier, right? So you said earlier you've never hit more than 90% on your ACR runs, right? So you've done 3 now, 2 successful and 1 just short, right? So I've done 4, 3 successful, 1 not successful. And I will say that the percentage that you can achieve is obviously highly dependent on the tracks. And it might be that you just had a 1 or 2 sets of rotten tracks in your runs, which put a ceiling on what you were able to achieve. So for me, in my Penguin tour, that was Koopa Troopa Beach. So I couldn't get above 89% and finished 103rd or whatever, because I died on those tracks and I had Cheap Lagoon in there. I just could not get what I needed to get on those runs. Like that, my abilities did not match up with what DKR said I could achieve, right? And then my ocean run, so I finished 47th and I only got 88% that tour, and yet that was my PB. And Daisy Cruiser, my lord, could not get the runs with Daisy. Like those bends going around that ship with the coin box just was a nightmare. So whereas last tour I got 92% and I got 92% on Samurai, and they had some really favorable tracks for big carts and coin box, which this looks like it could be a tour for. So I wouldn't say that just because you only got 90% on your previous 3 runs as that's the peak of your abilities. do factor in that you might have had some rotten tracks in that, but then also factor in the Bowser City probably ain't going to be the easiest set of tracks. But I think that 92% is eminently achievable.
Yeah.
So, kind of switching over to carts. I've got 56 cart tickets. Taking the Warrior Wagon, it needs 13 tickets to get to level 8. Gilded King, it needs 8 to get to 8. Piranha Pipes needs 22 because it's sitting at level 1. Banana Master, it only needs 4 to be able to get to
Such a fun car. I didn't know
Yeah.
until last tour.
I
I
really
used it
like
on
it.
SNES.
Every time that it comes up, it's like, oh, fun. Yes. Then the Wild Black, it's sitting in half level land at level 4, so only 1 ticket gets it to level 5. So
Yeah.
it's easy. And then, so here's the thing. There are 2 tracks. The 2, I think, Piranha Pipe Slide tracks that the yellow off-roader. Oh, wait, no. One is the Piranha Plant Slide like T, and then the other one is the Choco Mountain RT. That the yellow off-roader that I have at level 4 currently and 400, it overlaps with the red off-roader. And my pipe pulls yesterday, I ended up getting it 3 times. So it's at level 3, the red off-roader. The yellow off-roader is at level 4. I have enough tickets to be able to take the red off-roader to level 6 cap. But it would be the same. I mean, I could save, I think, like 1 or 2 tickets. Oh yeah, 2 tickets if I did the yellow off-roader.
Yeah.
But if you went back to the well, continuing to chase for Meowser dupes in order to free up tickets for Samurai, you may encounter
Get it as well, yeah.
Plus, there's a lot of shop tickets that could potentially come through. I mean, I don't know what your shop situation is like.
You've unlocked them all, haven't you? The shop. Oh no, not shop tickets. Sorry, all the tour gifts you've unlocked.
I've gotten them all. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess from a future perspective.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about like daily selects. I didn't know whether that was like potential. Like,
I'm not banking on that because I've gone months without any of that. So I kind of need to,
don't rely on that.
I guess my question for the panel is, we know how OP that the yellow off-roader is. The thing is that the yellow off-roader has a lot of those like beach and lagoon tracks that I just don't care for at all.
Yeah.
And the red off-roader is new. I believe it's got more potential for getting buffs in the future.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So I'm kind of leaning towards doing the red off-roader just because.
I think so. I think like you're going to burn through all your tickets anyway, and that's like future proofing. So you're allowing yourself some future buffs that you might not get with the yellow off-road. That cart's dead, really, isn't it? It's got its tracks, and it might get 1, 2 more, but there isn't many more that I can see. So whereas the red can see everything.
Plus, it's more Bowser themed. I kind of like the red and the black. So
yeah,
even though it's kind of pinkish, but
I'd go for that myself.
Yeah. Okay. And then we got the Lava Rocks and the Wicked Topaz, which we're pretty much taking from like level 1 to 8. Swooper, Starshoot, and then the Tulip Corsage are going to go.
Oh, that was it. The Tulip Corsage. That was the item that I said that I needed like 2 tours ago. I didn't have it.
Oh yeah, because it's only come in it was like a 20 or a 45 ruby banner.
Yeah, those items from the whatever it was, the Metropolitan Tour, they're popping up a lot in ranked, and they're getting some tricky courses. Like the white fast rank is like everywhere now, and I guess that's to stop all the city that it started with. But yeah, no, I think there's just some really useful items that have come from that. But yeah, that Lava Rocks is really powerful, like straight away for me. So yeah, no, that's
okay. So I think I'll go with the Lava Rocks, the Topaz, and then the red off-roader. I think that.
Yeah. Can we go back to your thing?
The one we were just looking at?
Yeah. Okay, I don't want to challenge your mentality because I support you in whatever you decide.
No, this is good. Like the thing is, I've been looking at this stuff for such a long time, and I just need like outside. If
More
someone's
eyes,
seeing
yeah.
something that I'm not, like, let's.
Don't feel like you've wasted time though. Like you've still got plenty of time to grind. Like this is absolutely necessary. It's like military
Yeah, for
strategy,
sure.
basically.
Okay. So this is where I'm going to challenge you.
Okay.
It's going back to gold charging Chuck.
Really?
I don't think you should waste rubies on that pipe, and I think you should go into the original, the one pipe, because here's the thing. If you drain the, like, you reset, you drain the first week pipe again, 450 rubies, you have the rubies to do it. That saves you a lava rocks one, a wicked topaz one, and with your 2 remaining one, that allows you to take the tulip corsage from 5 to 6 and have enough. Not that that would be how the best way to allocate those tickets, but
yeah, I'm 100% with Danny on this. I think you can basically wriggle out about another 8k worth of scoring potential with Samurai and what Danny just said there. Because look, mate, there ain't no tomorrow. You ain't getting a Bowser badge like this year. Like this is it. This is boom or bust. It's now or never. Like Chuck is irrelevant. Like,
and you're not using him at all this tour.
He doesn't give you anything this tour. Therefore, there is no point in allocating any resource to him. Like this is it. This is doomsday. Like get back to that pipe. Load the phone up now. Start pulling.
Yeah, and who knows how? I mean, Mario is so fickle these days. He might end up in some random special pack in like 6 weeks.
Yeah, I think he will, because he's like buried in
gold.
this special pipe.
Yeah, or like a gold special pipe. So the point being is, like, I would just say, like, if you're actually going for this, like, burn your boats, go all in.
Yeah.
So how many? So let's talk about this, because how many would I have to pull of him to be able to do anything significant?
I'm not talking about him even. I'm talking, like, look at your gliders, like right there. If I don't know how much more you would get on the tulip corsage, but
so I'm just using it on one course.
So let's go back to your original one. You're like based off of your current upgrades.
Oh, like back over here?
Yeah. So this is kind of what you're projecting to do. If you had another essentially 4 to 5 glider tickets, is there anything that you could do with any of these that would significantly increase your points?
So let's go back here, because I'm more familiar with filtering. So if we take out everything that's level 8,
so
I've got the star shoot twice. It would need 8 tickets to take it to level 8.
Okay.
Tulip
it's
corsage,
really only the corsage or the balloons, ain't it?
3 to get it to 6, and then the blizzard balloons. It would need 3 tickets to get it to level 6. So, like, I hear what you're saying, and if the tulip corsage maybe like unlocked
something good,
tulip corsage, all of its unlocks are city courses because it came out in that metropolitan tour. So its unlocks are completely worthless.
Okay, I've got a devil's advocate point for you, or not devil's advocate point, but obviously you've demonstrated there that you need several dupes in order to maximize it. Maybe the thing to do is see where you are next Friday, you know, when you've done 30 tracks and you know what percentage you're at. And if you're like at 88% and it's not within reach, then, you know, just go get Chuck, like whatever. But if, like, you know, you're 25 tracks in and you're like at 94%, then you're gonna have to like find a way to get every like last.
But 25 tracks in, I will have played all of the lava and wicked topaz tracks, and those will have already gotten to 8. And so by pulling them, all I do is get coins. That doesn't help me out with tickets.
Oh, sugar, yeah.
Right?
all I'm saying is this.
It's actually a now decision, ain't it? It really is a now decision.
So I'm trying to understand the math behind it, like the logic behind it. Like, yeah, I understand that it's all or nothing.
How many extra points, like if the tulip corsage was at level 6, how many extra points would you get?
Yeah. Okay. So let's take a look. So
I'm going to say like 700, maybe.
Okay. So write this number down. Someone write this number down.
Okay, hold on. Let me pull out a calculator. That's what I'm doing, right?
both the things that you potentially might upgrade, the blizzard balloons and the corsage, are you gonna uncap them as well?
Yeah.
Would you be able to do that? Yeah.
So then we'd go to the. I just saw it. Okay. So if we take this to
Level 6.
6, granted, it is at 400 points. I think I
Yeah.
said that I was gonna
Could you
see.
single cap that?
Corsage.
You'd have one to get it to 490.
490, yeah.
I was gonna double it. So let's do this first. Let's put this at 5 and 595.
Okay.
And have this as our base.
Okay, so
Okay, so 21266
5-7. Okay.
57.
Then like 2K.
And
Is that
then
right?
now, oops, if we go back over here and then we push this up to 6.
Yep.
Then
2, 1, 2, 7, 8, 5, 3. I mean, that's 1,196 points. When you're in top 10 world, though, I feel like you need to go all in.
So here's the
Yeah,
thing.
I agree.
Here's the thing is top 10 is not like top 100 where you can miss it by thousands of like 1,000 or 2,000 points. Top 10 is so spread out that it's a dozen, it's 20, it's 30, maybe even 50,000. If I'm not making it because of like 1,000, I've already not made it by like 20,000.
Okay, but if we're doing this,
I don't know.
if we're
I'm
doing
gonna
this,
look at last tour and see
I
what the
don't
spread
see the
was.
point. in
Yeah, I mean,
going in
Frenzy
anyone
fanboy's right. Generally, the gap between 11 and 10 is big. But just because the number between 11 and 10 has been big historically, doesn't mean that there couldn't be one day where someone misses out on it by 700 because they didn't pull an extra topaz balloon.
yeah, because okay, if we're doing this really accurately, go back to your whatever sheet I want you to go to.
This one?
Sure. Okay, so no, go back to where your ticket sheet, where it shows us all your tickets.
Oh,
How many driver tickets are you gonna have at the end of it?
0.
But this is the thing. Okay, so now I want you to do this, because if you pick up Meowser,
Uh-huh.
okay,
Twice more.
twice. If you pick up Meowser twice, then you can take Mario Samurai.
Twice. You can go to 5, which covers 2 tracks.
What 2 tracks?
It covers 1 track, I know for sure. So let's go to your track sheet now.
Bowser 3T.
And then
Oh no, because you know what? Meowser gets
Spotlight boost.
pipe boosted on the other Bowser Castle 3T.
Right.
But
Okay, so you get 1.
To this experiment, change Mario Samurai now to level 5.
Okay, so are we keeping the
Yeah, keep the because
Tudor.
based off this,
corsage
Yep,
at
595.
6? Oh,
yeah, because it's at level. Wait, is that
I
5
was-
right now?
yeah, I was gonna get it to 6.
Okay, so put it to 6. Now we're going back to our calculator. And so we were, okay, so now your total projected score is what? 2129823. That's an additional 3,166 points you could potentially get and squeeze out if you go into, okay, wife mentality here. If I get to choose and I get a trumpet, you not having gold chuck
Yeah.
box is far better mentality than you missing whatever you want, whether it's top 25, top 10, by that much, knowing that you could have done this.
Agreed.
Yeah. And
I don't
There's
you're
want
not
nothing
to
to
be
be
using,
that
gained.
guy.
There's nothing to be gained by going to the bottom of that buck pipe.
you might not get him. You might not actually get him from your 2 drains from him,
Yeah.
and you're not going to be using him. You're guaranteed to get at least 1 Meowser dupe and 1 Lava Rock dupe and 1.
And guess what, bro? You're not even gonna have any tickets to feed him even if you want to.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna be able to feed. This is the ticket tour for drivers, right? You're gonna have to
Yeah.
wait 2 more tours to even feed him. So even less reason to.
Okay, and then switching to well mode. Have you purchased all your packs yet? Okay, if you were to purchase everything, if I were to give you the budget and the wifey stamp of approval that you could go all in this week,
Oh,
rubies could you get?
I just don't think that spending like 400, 500 bucks just to get like Mario Samurai up one more
You're phrasing that
on
wrong.
one course. If Mario Samurai was on 3 or 4 courses, I would be completely on board with you.
Would you spend?
But he's not.
No, but you'd be spending that not to do that. You'd be spending that to get top 10.
I mean, I think I've already spent quite a bit. Not nearly as much as all the top 10 people. Like, don't get me wrong. I am definitely a small fish in a very, very big pond. I'm trying to do something that isn't very common. I'm way out of my league here.
Go all in.
I just don't think that 3,000 points is going
Get
to
the Amex out, start smashing the black balloons and all the other stuff that's in there. Let's just keep chugging, keep on putting Meowsers. Go.
just for 2 items.
let's do this on stream as well. Do it right now.
No, but it's not even that. It's
It is.
okay. So here's the thing, though: is
there anything to be gained in the cart world by cart dupes? Do you gain anything there?
The red off-roader you were thinking of investing in.
Yeah. So there's also it's not just 2 items, is it? It's not just the topaz and Meowser. There's also benefits to.
it's the lava rocks, the topaz,
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
all of these
and the red off-roader.
I
we're
would-
using. How many times are you using the red off-roader? Not that it matters. I'm saying go into the Meowser pipe again, but
to get it
Yeah,
to 7, it needs 5 tickets, and I have
Mhm.
1, so I would need to pull it 4 times, 4 more times. That's a lot of rubies just for 2 courses. Like I hear and I understand.
Go back to your
but-
ticket thing. Go back to your where it shows you the levels of everything that you have. I want to look at your cards now. We haven't looked at your cards. So go no,
and then
the,
your bank. We need to look at your bank account as well.
I'll bankroll it.
Yeah.
Which
I'll
one?
be the sugar mama. I'll bankroll it. Go to the one where you can actually see like yes, no, yes, this one. Yeah, this one. I want to look at your cards.
Okay, so select all. So do you want to see everything that's like not level 8?
Yes. Sure.
So yellow off-roader and red off-roader are synonymous here.
Okay.
Oh, are they? Okay.
So wild black, how much would it take to get the wild black to level 6?
3 more tickets on top of that.
So you have 1 extra. So if you put 900 rubies,
I know,
If
but
you-
we're spitting in the ocean.
no, we're not.
Like
No, you're going all in.
if it was anywhere close to like 10 or 15,000 more points that we could get just by going into the pipe.
I think you could eke out, after all the math is done, a 10k scoring potential increase, which if you're achieving 92%, it's probably about 9,200 maybe.
That's very back of the napkin. I've done so much work. Like
You're asking for my perspective, and I say go all in.
and I appreciate your perspective, but the math just doesn't.
I'm gonna check your account and buy everything, and you're gonna have so many sneaky rubies that you'll have to listen to.
And then I'm gonna either make it by 40,000 or miss it by like 80,000.
No,
I think the one thing that we can all agree on is that the PT Piranha strategy and just like going down that path is 100% the way to go. Getting that extra 60k doing that,
yeah.
completely unexpected, did not foresee it, love this tech, I want access to it as well. It's amazing.
If this conversation was trying to figure out how to get Petey the extra 5 tickets to be able to get him completely maxed, then yes, I'm completely on board.
Okay.
Because you use him 6 times and it's an extra 60,000. I just don't see spending so much to try and like squeak out like 1,000 more, 2,000 more, 3,000
Well,
more.
there we go. So go back to the pipe and get 6 more Meowser dupes so you can feed Peter.
It's on the wrong order of magnitude.
Beef up the
I see
PT.
what you're doing here. So
Where
go
can I
back.
get I want to see the top 10 for the past
Yeah.
couple.
So we're going.
I can tell you the gap's big.
Yeah.
So if we take a look at the past, let's just. Okay, so from 10. Okay, so from 9 to 10 is 47,000.
Nope. From 11
And
to
then
10
from 11 to 10.
is 9,000.
That was stuff fit, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at Ocean.
Yeah. Okay. So now let's go to another one where Studfit's not there.
I
Because I
want
think
to.
he's skewing.
I want to look at the 11 to 10 position.
5. Yeah, 5
I think
5 in the
Studfit's
piranha plan.
been the closest. Normally the gap is quite large.
11
Piranha
to
plant was
10
only 5.
11 to 10 is 7 because it's 9 to 16,000. Right? 11.
So yeah. So Bangkok was only 5. No, 4,000. And in Piranha it was 5,000, I think. So it's not a huge gap, but yeah, then the jumps between like 5 and 4, like they can be like 30k or whatever. But
Just
yeah,
think of the pain, Neil, of finishing
11
the
to 10 is
Kamek
4,000.
tour.
So we're looking the last four, the last four tours, 11 to 10 is within 10,000 points. And by going into this pipe more than you have.
Even if you don't do the extreme strategy of buying up every single banner, there's definitely a justification for bleeding every last ruby in that reserve and not touching.
Well, the beautiful thing about it too is you don't have to spend the money until you need to. So you go into the pipe, you might get crazy lucky. No, going back to the pipe, you might get crazy lucky, get Meowser and the Topaz right off the bat in the first pull and be able to reset. Like it's not like you're guaranteed to have to spend 450 rubies each pipe to do the strategy. And you have the freedom of you're actually like when you go into the pipe, it's because you already have acquired everything. It's not like, oh, I have to get the lava rocks and the lava rocks are the bottom. You're literally just trying to count tickets. So if you get the wicked topaz at the top, you just reset because like your percentages of acquiring what you need are way higher than the actual pipe percentages because you don't have to actually get everything in the pipe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And based on what you got yesterday, you got a decent amount of
I'm just saying
good stuff early, didn't you? So
you might blow it out of the water and land in 10th by 50,000, or you might land in 11th by 6,000. And I don't want to be married to the person who has to deal through.
You're gonna divorce me?
No,
well,
no.
Then yeah, we're pulling.
No, I'm not going to divorce you. I'm not going to divorce you. That's not what.
You don't want to be married to me.
No. Okay. That was taken out of context. But
someone's going to snip that.
yeah. No.
This is for your marriage, mate. You need to do top 10 for your marriage.
Okay, not married. I don't want to live with the person who's going to be depressed for 5 months because he missed it for 4,000 points, and had he listened to his wife, he wouldn't have had to do that. I say go.
It was a good exercise to take a look at the past couple tours, the difference in points from 10 to 11. I thought it was a lot bigger. I thought it was much more spread out.
It can be.
I'm surprised by it as well.
Yeah.
It can be, but I'm just saying I want you to go, like, if you're committing to top 10, not committing, if you're committing to the attempt to potentially do top 10, which you might not be, but if you are, like, don't leave anything on the table.
This is like the longest strat chat ever, but I really appreciate you guys.
Yeah, I think we might be on the clock. It's nearly 11 o'clock here.
Sorry, guys.
So can we figure out, I don't want to go into this whole endeavor with just kind of like blind, let's just keep on pulling pipes. How many, like, what's the goal? How many tickets do I need to?
Well, I mean, it's all going to be relative to whether you get carts, gliders, or drivers, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's hard to like pick a lane. It's going to be, where did we get with 450 rubies? And then the next decision is, do I then start to buy packs depending on how good or bad my luck is? I would say that that's just empty the 450, resetting however you do it. And yeah.
This is what we think we should do. Off camera, we'll figure out how many points potential increase you get on those races.
Okay.
If you're able to take your level 4s to level 5 and your level 5s to level 6s.
Okay.
And how many tickets that costs. And then we can know, we'll have like the sliding scale of being like, if you can get Meowser, or if you can get either the lava rocks or the topaz 4 times, you get this many points. If you can get it 6 times, you get this many points. And then you can actually base it off of that. So we'll start off our next video saying we've done the math. This is where we're at.
We've already pulled the, we want to pull more?
Oh yeah, for sure.
You don't want to pull off camera? Okay.
We can pull off camera, but I don't know, whatever. I don't care.
Because the other side of this whole thing is like, I really need to start
Yeah, you need to get this done tonight, if I'm honest with you. Like, you need to
Yeah.
start getting maps tomorrow morning.
Go a day or two with like trying to get these extra tickets. So
Yeah.
okay,
We're doing this.
Nice.
We're going all in.
complete 180 of how I thought this episode was going to end. I thought it was going to end about 45 minutes ago.
Sorry, I bulldozed through it, but
And
I just am opinionated about it.
You will regret not going into this pipe one again, I think, if I think it's the only option right now. This gold track doesn't add anything for you. His overlap is terrible, I imagine, with what you've got. You're not going to be able to put any tickets into him anyway if you're going all in for this one. And you need that Meowser dupe. You need those Wicked 2-pass dupes. You need those Lava Rock
Red
dupes.
off-roaders. Yeah.
And Red off-roaders.
Exactly. There's so much of this, like 4 items. Like you can, I think you, as you say, as Danny says, resetting, it could be really good.
Yeah. Just get the Frenzy Fans calculator out and do the yield thing, and you're there.
What I'm saying.
all right.
Pour some pipes.
Okay.
It's a different mentality. Here's the thing: is if you're going for top 10, you have to ditch the Frenzy Fanboy top 100 mentality and switch to top 10 mentality. And what do you do?
Yeah,
It's different.
So
This is not everyday recommendations to the community, FYI.
coming back
yeah, this is
to
exclusive.
the Frenzy Fan calculator. So the 62 to 63 bonus points per action is pretty typical. This is kind of on the low end just for like safety factor.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll be back in 1 minute. I need to use the bathroom.
Yeah. No, you cannot have a bathroom hall pass.
So let's see how many, in order to be able to get to the 1.94 million, if we were to stick with this 62.64, what actions would we need to get in order to be able to, or to average? Why is this not responding?
Give it filter, right?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm like, how come I can't like scroll up? Okay.
Okay.
All right. So if we were to like say put this up to like 185.
Yeah.
And
So what's it saying?
oh, we also need to put this up a little bit. So this is just for like averaging purposes.
Okay.
So we want to stay kind of around that 60. Oh, that's too much. Okay, so 63.69.
Yeah, that's almost better.
83 actions per course on average. I mean, granted,
Can I just look at the DKR quickly? How many actions did it like? These are high action courses, I think, from pretty much all of them.
So we're looking at this column right here.
Okay.
So let's see what the average is. Some average is 206.
Okay. And it says 186, right?
90% of 206 like puts you right at like 180 actions.
Yeah. So
Tour, totally off topic. God mode missed it by less than 3,000 top 10. He got 1,716,000 and 10th place got 1,718,000.
wow.
Keep doing your thing. I'm just trying to get more data.
Yeah.
For my philosophy.
No, you're good.
No, I think
5,000 the week before is the difference to the Peach versus Bowser tour. You guys keep doing you. I'm just gonna read.
yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a really high scoring tour, and you need to get the tracks done, as Alex said. You need to get a few of them out of the way, and I would try and do as many as you can where you don't have to make any upgrades. I'm assuming there's a few courses where there's no upgrades to be made, or
yeah. So if we come back here and we go to the upgrades, and if we were to filter out the stuff, So say for example, like let's take out lava rocks and
Like, so you could do Dry Bones Gold, Gilded King,
We could-
and you could do Bowser Castle 1
Mm.
and grind and nothing's affected.
Mm.
So we take those out.
The gold me.
Yep, Chemic. Or sorry, Meowser.
Look at all these races you can start grinding.
And then if we
Yeah.
take out, we got to take out
The off-roader.
red off-roader.
Yep. I think it's way down at the bottom.
Oh, it's yellow off-roader. Because they're kind of like one and the same.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
it's just those two.
And then
A piece of advice I shared with Ronnie last tour about like maintaining your confidence at the start of one of these runs is like trying to cherry pick like 3 tracks that you know that you kind of like love and can get good scores on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like I made the mistake of like starting off on Cooper Cape R in the Ocean Tour. It was so depressing when I was like stuck on 86% with Pinja and Giant Banana, and like it actually really like took the wind out of my sails. And I think I then wasted too much time on it, and then I was a bit like depressed that I was only like 4 tracks in after like 3 days, and it kind of like can snowball from there. So I feel like my experience recently has been like get a nice start, cherry pick out some ones to.
It looks like
Nothing better than looking at a spreadsheet and seeing like 95% on it and being like, oh yeah, I've got some.
Right.
Like it.
You'd want to take Armix Choco Island out of this because you might use those tickets for Wild Black and Blizzard balloons, but everything else you can start just
like Mario Circuit with Pink Gold Peach. Like you're not doing anything with those. The Cooper Gold free running Mario. Just get the Mario Circuits out of the way. I know you got Piranha Pipes, which you haven't upgraded yet, I'm assuming.
But that helps you so much. You're just
no, it does.
And the Mushroom Gorges, Mushroom Gorge Tea, Mushroom Gorge.
Yeah.
Alex, while you were gone, we went all the way back to the Dr. Bowser tour, and everything was within 10,000 from 11th place to 10th place. The Dr. Bowser tour was 11,000, so that was the first one that put us over the 10,000 difference.
Yeah.
But still, it was 11,000 points, which you can get with these upgrades.
Yeah.
Hypothetically,
you need to start doing some fishing to see who, whether there's any like people making plays that, you know, to understand the competitiveness of it. You know, sometimes, you know, 13 people put their name forward, like going for a run. Like a couple of tours ago, Hickarun said he was going for it. So Hickarun going for it meant that there was one less space because he was always going to get it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So you start putting some feelers out in servers to see what the lay of the land is as well.
Alex, aren't you going for top 10?
Incredible.
What was that, Ronnie?
I was asking Alex if he was going for top 10 this time. might be out with that ticket allocation.
After with a stash of 100, I think I might be a bit behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, no, 110% grind. But yeah, no, I get some of those courses out of the way, sleep on it, and then
you got a couple of days actually.
Listen to your wife and start pulling that pipe one again with her blessing. The gold pipe, the Sunday pipe, is such a bait pipe. You're not guaranteed to get him. You're not going to be using him. He'll come back at some point. You don't need him right now. If you've got gold me suit and Meowser like Kamek, they're all overlapping with him. Like he does nothing until you take him to level 8, I imagine. So what's the point in having him right now?
The other thing I would say is like don't sweat if you're not as far in at the start as you'd like to be. I think if by the end of rank week 1 you've like got 14 tracks put to bed that are on, you know, like 92% average across those sort of 14 tracks, I feel like that's a good progress to have been made. And don't kind of feel like after week 1 you need to be at least at 18 to be halfway through the tour, or 20 to go back to tracks. You want to play this like you're not going back to tracks. I remember one of the things that Anki, who did a top 10 run during the space tour, said when I was doing the Penguin tour was about, you know, when you've got the lobbies done and the bots grinded down, like that's when you need to get the run. You don't want to have to be going back to tracks to find the run again. So You know, you don't really want to be moving on from them until you've got that 92, 93, 94, whatever it is that you feel comfortable with. And then I guess the other side of it is like, it is an average as well. Like, just because like you're going to wear a couple of like 87 percenters on this that are going to be like, oh, I really don't want to move on from it. But similar to me with like the Donut Plains one, you know, you've had that run. It's an average. You are going to get like 103% on some of these tracks. And, you know, that will outweigh the 87 percenters. So, you know, it's not that every single track that you do has to be 94% or above. It's that, you know, you are going to wear a couple of lower average ones, but it will balance out with some beasts. And those Bowser Castle 3 ones, there's some beast runs to be had.
Yeah, there's massive points on a lot of these courses. So yeah, no, I just get cracking, see it, get your confidence up. Coin box all the way, and then maybe get you've got the vacation Luigi one out of the way for now, so you don't need to return to the 86% one. But yeah, if you are going with PT, I would just practice a bit of boomboxing as well, just to get because you need confidence if you're going to be upgrading him. Because
any boombox tips from last tour running that stand out in your mind?
So I had to do it. I had to do a quarter of the tracks boombox, I think, and because I had level 8 or level 7, like it was fairly easy. But it depends really, because you sometimes I had like coin boxes in like 4th or 5th place, and I was in 1st place, and then you've just got to learn. Oh, I need to soft start here. I need to crash into this wall. You have to do quite a few run throughs, and what I did actually is like coconut mall tea. It took me so long to find out, because I think I had 3 or 4 coin boxes, but I started off like, I'm just doing this, and I had to like follow them behind and see which lane they traveled in. And then once I got that, I knew I had to go that way every single time. And
the
then
bot always goes in the same direction, doesn't it, at the start?
Yeah, because the bots are stupid. They just follow the same lines, and you just got to recognize that. But yeah, it is all about confidence. And once you've got your first, 95% run or whatever with it, then you'll be like, oh, I can do this. Like, and because you've got your coin boxes, like I realize this, and why I'm going to only invest in coin boxes, I think from now on, is you can get those really high scores, like not the DKR like action counts, but you can get really juicy scores quite easily with the singles and everything with your level 8 Meowser, because he's got a high frenzy chance. So you just got to go through them, get your confidence up, do some nice courses with your big boys, and then go from there. You've unlocked all the courses, you know what to expect. It's just I don't know.
I had a 96% run last tour on Rainbow Road RT, where I didn't get a frenzy because I got 5 single coin boxes. Never happened before to me. Ridiculous. Just every box that like I went through was a single coin box. So Carlos always says that as well. You don't need to worry about frenzies when you get single coin box. So I wouldn't reset if you get a single at the first box, because any run you're looking at a minimum of 2 coin box frenzies and 2 single boxes. So even if the first one you only get a single, I wouldn't reset. But yeah. Right, I need to hit the hay now.
Yeah, I think the cat's going to attack me for food as well.
All right, I just need to clarify. It's not that I said it wrong, guys. I feel really guilty that I said I didn't.
You can edit this out. It's fine.
I didn't mean I didn't want to be married to someone who didn't make top 10. I mean, I don't want to be living with you being depressed for that long.
I hadn't missed it by so close. Yeah.
But here's the thing.
I know what I heard.
Yeah, no, there's no editing allowed. You've got to keep that in.
Right, and we're going to end on this note too, because my only disclaimer is a lot of these ones that are like your high level 8s, a lot of people who are top 10 players already have a level 8 too. So see what the competition's at too.
Yeah. I'm assuming the server is pretty good. Like there's a lot of people in there that will say I'm going for top 10. So just be aware.
Cool. Well, thank you guys so much for staying up so late and taking a look so in depth at my inventory and talking so much strat. I love you guys. Thanks for all the advice. I'm sure I'm going to be pinging you for advice and for moral support.
Yeah,
all the
100%
things.
everybody.
Yeah, no, it's so good to have that someone behind you. Like Space Tour, I just did it, but this ACR 100 and ACR top 10, like you will need all the support you can get from French Fangirl and anybody that you trust and know and like. So yeah, just use all you can, and we're all behind you.
Well, thanks.
Yes.
Cool. Well, thanks everyone for joining us. And until the next episode, may the frenzies please not be in your favor if you're going for top 10.
But be in your favor.
Just me. Just for you.
But
Just
let
for
them be
you.
in your favor. We'll see you guys later.
See you guys.